Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about what they feel when you stop chasing. So there are going to be some things that they will feel immediately, and then there'll be some things that they'll maybe feel later on. So it kind of goes in stages. And these stages can differ, the length of them. But you'll see what I mean as I go through them. So this video is kind of like a tiny bit of like a dark psychology video in a way. But the truth, but it's facts. It's true. This is exactly what they're going to be feeling when you stop chasing them. Now, it may depend on the level of how much they're still interested in you, because there are going to be some people that are going to be so far gone that no matter what you do, it's not going to make them miss you, make them want you back. But with other people, though, there are going to be people there that will miss you, want you, maybe start coming back into your life. But essentially, these are the stages that they will start to feel and they'll go through when you stop chasing them, when you stop pursuing them. So the first thing that they're going to feel is that they're going to feel confusion at first. Okay? And what this means is that when you're no longer messaging them anymore, when you're no longer pursuing them anymore, they're going to wonder where you are, because they've been so used to you DMing them all the time, messaging them all the time. So they're going to feel confusion. They're going to wonder where you are. That's the first feeling that they're probably going to go through. Now, if they're a bit more narcissistic, one of the very immediate feelings that they might have is they might feel like, oh yeah, they'll be back. I'm amazing. I'm great. I'm attractive. I'm unforgettable. They'll be back. So if they're a little bit more on the narcissistic side and you can kind of tell, then that's probably what they're going to be feeling. They're going to be like, oh yeah, they'll be back. And of course, the idea is that you're not going to be back. So you're definitely going to destroy that world view when it comes to you, at least. So they're going to feel that confusion. They're going to be wondering where you are. And they may also feel, oh yeah, they'll be back. That might be what's going through their head. That might be what they're thinking. So after about 3 or 4 weeks, usually, this is from my experience, that is when they will begin to miss you, and may start to break no contact, reach out to you. But this only really works if they still have feelings for you and they still care about you. If they don't care about you and they don't have feelings for you, this is probably when they're going to actually start forgetting about you more, and they're not going to be focusing so much on you anymore, because out of sight, out of mind. But also, when it comes to people that care about you and love you and still have feelings for you, the distance makes the heart grow fonder. But with those people that don't like you as much, who have lost interest in you, it's out of sight, out of mind. So if they still care, they will begin to miss you. Now, this was the experience that I had with an ex of mine. So we broke up, and I don't know if she unfriended me on Facebook or I unfriended her or something along those lines. I can't remember who did what. I think it may have been her. I'm not sure. But anyway, she came back after about 3 weeks of no contact. And at first it started off by just her sending me a friend request. And then at that point I didn't really care that much. I didn't want to be back with her, but I just basically didn't care who was on my friends list. Which makes me think that was probably why she may have been the one that unfriended me. But logistics, right? Technicalities. But anyway, so the point is that she came back after 3 weeks. She added me first, so of course I accepted. And then after another few days, she messaged me. I don't know if she messaged me right away. It was quite a long time ago now. So that all this went down, I think, in 2015, like the beginning end of 2015. So that was like 9 years ago now, 8 or 9 years ago now. So it was a long time ago. But anyway, she messaged me. She accepted. So yeah, I accepted the friend request, and then she messaged me after a few days, I think. And we was talking to each other for a little bit, and I almost actually started seeing her again, just because I didn't really know what else to do. Right? But before it happened, before I met up, before I nipped it in the bud, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be with this person, because she had a lot of problems. She was a compulsive liar, and we're basically just like, basically she made up all these crazy things. So for example, she said that she had siblings that didn't exist. She even said that one had like unalived themselves, and all this basically attention seeking kind of lies. And it just freaked me out. And the thing that kind of made me cotton on to these lies was, she told me a story, and it was almost like a rehearsal. It was like she was, could tell it was like really rehearsed. And then she told me the same story. I guess she'd forgotten that she told me that story. But she told me the same story again. But this time it was almost exactly the same, apart from the people in the story had changed. And it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, how can people like lie like this? But anyway, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to be with her anymore. But essentially that's my story of how an ex came back into my life. Someone who was kind of still interested. It was like a few weeks, like 3 weeks, and then she sent a friend request, and then she messaged me. So that's kind of how it will play out if you're expecting this person to come back into your life, if you are not pursuing and you're not chasing them anymore in hopes that they will come back. These are some clues that you may see. So it's a good idea then, when someone sends you a friend request, not to be the first one to message. Do what I did, and you can accept the friend request, but don't message them. Let them be the one that messages you. So obviously during that time period then, she started to begin to miss me as time passed on. That's why she started messaging me heavily again, and why she wanted to hang out and meet up again. So that's just my story. Maybe your stories will be different. Maybe leave down in the comments any stories that you have about exes coming back and people that maybe lost interest or something like that, and then coming back into your life. And success stories of the no contact rule. But I didn't even know about the contact rule at that point, actually. I was just kind of naturally doing it because I wasn't really interested in getting back together, right? So which is why it's important then, you got to find a way to actually move on with your life. Obviously it's more difficult. I wanted to break up with that girl. I didn't want to be with her anymore. But it was a different story when you are potentially losing someone who you don't want to lose. And that's when you can make emotional mistakes. So the idea then is that you got to find a way to genuinely move on and not want to be with them anymore. Because that will naturally make you do the no contact rule more effective, and you won't make mistakes. So you got to find a way to move on with your life. And I think sometimes the best thing to do is think of some new goals for yourself, things that you've always wanted to do, things you've always wanted to achieve, and try and achieve them. So you've got other things on your mind. And also when you feel ready to, you may want to give yourself some time to reflect and to feel better about yourself, but then move on and try and find someone new. Because let's be honest, if you can find someone way better than that person, if you can find someone who you're more attracted to, who's more nicer to you, who is more reciprocal, who's maybe even got better prospects in their life, maybe if they have a better job, maybe that, it's just someone who's just better suited for you, who's definitely a level up from your ex or this person in question, you're going to feel way better about yourself, and you're going to forget them so much, especially if they're more attractive. Because in those first let's be honest, in the first few months of dating someone, attraction is like a huge part of that, right? Being how much you're attracted to them. So if you can find someone who's like a knockout, right, who's just way, way better than in the looks department, then that's going to really make you forget. And if they've got all these added bonuses of being more healthier for you, being nicer to you, they've got better prospects in life, it's just going to be like a total game changer, and you're going to totally forget about that other person. And if you can find someone who is way better than this person, this ex, or this person who you dated or you've been trying to date, if you can find someone way better, then you're going to easily forget about them, and you're not even going to want them back if they reach out to you and start chasing you again. And that's the ideal place that I want you to get to. I want you to find someone who is just absolutely 100% way better for you than any of these other people that you've dated in the past and you've been with in the past. That's the ultimate goal. You don't really want to be going back to an ex. Exes usually are an ex for a reason. There are only a few occasions where I think it's okay maybe to get back with an ex, and that is usually because there's been some kind of misunderstanding and you know your ex was genuinely a good person, and let's say just something happened that created a misunderstanding, right? So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.